Hello and welcome to my 4th Java beginner programming tutorial. I'm SciGuy1121 and let's go ahead and get started. And before I start the actual programming stuff, I have been getting complaints that even watching it in 720p on YouTube that people can't really see my code. I'm working on that. Unfortunately, the editing software I use doesn't export to 1280p or something like that. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm trying to figure out a good way to make it a bit clearer for you guys. If you have any ideas, just post a comment or send me a message. So with the actual code, today I'm going to teach you about some basic variables in Java. And what a variable is it's pretty much like, again, I'm not very good with definitions. It's like an object that can hold a value. So an example of this would be like int. And int stands for integer. If you remember, like from math class or something, then an integer is a whole number, and it can be negative or positive just so long as it's a whole number. And so to do an integer, you type in int, and then you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name mine, this is an integer. And then you can put a semicolon there, and it stores it as an int. And then you can go down and put this is an integer equals, say, 1. And what this does is it assigns the value 1 to the integer. This is an integer. And you can name it whatever you want. You can name it int I, which you'll see a lot in like for loops in Java, which we'll get to in another tutorial, and anything like that. Now the next variable I want to talk to you about is a double variable. And a double variable is pretty much, it's like an int, although it can hold decimals. So it'll be more clear when I give you an example. You do this by typing double and then the name. I'm just going to name mine D because it's easier to type than this is a double. That was a stupid mistake. And then you go down and D equals 1.12. And you can do this for integers and doubles. But there is an easier way to actually assign this instead of typing an added line of code. What you can do is type in int I equals 1. And what this does is it initializes the variable I and assigns the number 1 to it. And you can do the same thing with the double. Double D equals 1.12. And so that's pretty much for assigning ints and doubles. They're probably some of the most basic variables that you'll work with. There's also things like string and a bunch of other stuff, but we'll get to all that later. The next thing I want to do is tell you how you can print out the value of a variable on the screen. And what you do is you go into your system.out.println, replace hi, my name is computer, if you still have that, and for an int, just type in I. And see, there we go. And if we run the program, save it, and we get 1 down here. We can put D instead of I, and we run the program, and we get 1.12. And you can do that pretty much with the basic forms of variables, like integers, doubles, strings and char variables, or car, or whatever you want to call it, tomato. And the final thing I want to talk to you guys about is if you try to do something like declare another int I2, and you can put numbers in variable names, equals 3, and then you do system.out.println I divided by, and for divided by you put a / I2, that looks like 12. Oh, it is 12. Oops. Okay, and run this, it gives you 0. And I suppose a better example would be 2 divided by 3, and it gives you 0. I guess it always rounds it down. If we do 2 divided by 5, 0. Okay. Well, I'll work on that. I'll tell you in the next tutorial. What I was trying to show you is that let me make sure that this works too. Well, there we go. So that shows you that you can use math inside the print line statement. What I was also trying to show you is that if you try to divide an int in such a way that you know it normally would make a decimal, like 4 divided by 1, that's not right, 4 divided by 3, then it'll round it. See, 1. 4 divided by 3 is normally 4/3 is 1.25. So, no, it's 1.3333 repeating. So you can see it rounds it. And if you want the answer to be a decimal, then you would need to change this int to double and this int to double. Then run the program, save it. 1.3 repeating. So I think I'm going to conclude this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.